Hello, everyone. If you're listening today, take a deep breath. You're in the right place. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. And before we begin, let me say something important. If English sometimes makes you nervous, today's episode is especially for you.
And if this podcast helps you even a little, please subscribe and stay with us. We make these episodes to help you speak English with confidence, not fear.
Absolutely. Now, Emma, before we jump into today's topic, let me ask you something simple. How is your day going?
Honestly, a little busy, but good. I had coffee, answered emails, and now I'm happy to be here talking with you. What about you?
My day is calm. I went for a short walk in the morning, and I was thinking about how many people feel stressed when they speak English.
That's true. Even very simple English can feel scary when someone asks a question suddenly.
Exactly, especially one question. A question almost everyone gets asked.
Yes, and when people hear it, their mind goes blank.
The question is, tell me about yourself.
Just hearing that sentence makes many learners nervous.
They think, oh no, what should I say? Where should I start?
And the problem is not vocabulary. The problem is pressure.
Right. People think they must speak perfect English.
But that's not true at all.
So today's episode is very special. We're going to help you answer, tell me about yourself in easy, clear, simple English.
This episode is for A1 beginners and also for anyone who wants to feel relaxed while speaking.
No big grammar rules.
No long sentences.
Just natural English, the kind you can actually use.
Emma, let's be honest. Why is this question so difficult for learners?
Because people don't know what the other person expects.
They think they must tell their whole life story.
Yes, they think they must sound smart.
But in real life, this question is very simple. It's just a way to start a conversation.
Exactly. When someone says, tell me about yourself, they usually want basic information.
Your name, where you're from, what you do, maybe one small personal detail.
That's it, not more.
So today, we'll break this question into small, easy parts.
And we'll practice together.
Let's start with the most important thing, your name.
When you introduce yourself, you can start very simply.
For example, my name is Emma.
Or, I'm Jack.
Both are correct. Both are natural.
You don't need anything fancy.
Now, after your name, you can talk about where you're from.
This is very common in introductions.
You can say, I'm from Canada.
Or, I'm from Pakistan. I'm from Italy. I'm from Brazil.
Very easy, very clear.
Emma, some learners ask, should I say I am or I'm?
Good question. Both are correct.
I'm sounds more natural in speaking.
Yes, native speakers use I'm most of the time.
Now let's add the next part, what you do.
This part also makes people nervous, but it doesn't have to.
You don't need a big sentence.
You can say, I'm a student.
Or, I'm a teacher. I work in an office. I work in a shop.
If you don't work right now, that's okay too.
You can say, I'm learning English. Or, I'm looking for a job.
All of these are perfect for A1 level.
Now, let's put these parts together.
Listen carefully.
I'm Jack. I'm from the UK. I'm a teacher. I like helping people learn English.
That sounds warm, friendly, and very natural.
And remember, you can stop there.
Yes, you don't need to continue unless the other person asks more.
This is very important for beginners to understand.
An introduction is not a test. It's just a conversation.
Exactly. And conversations grow slowly. So,
we talked about a very simple introduction. Name, place, and what you do.
yes, and the most important thing we said was this.
You don't need to say everything at once.
Exactly. Many learners feel pressure because they try to say too much.
And when they try to say too much, they forget words.
Then they stop.
Then they feel embarrassed.
Then they say, my English is bad.
But the truth is, their English is not bad. Their strategy is wrong.
Very true. So in this part, let's talk about how to continue after a basic introduction.
Yes, because after you say, I'm Sarah, I'm from Spain, I'm a student, the other person usually responds.
They might say something like, "Oh, nice to meet you."
Or, that's interesting.
Or they ask a follow-up question.
For example, what do you study? Or where do you live now?
And this is where learners panic again,
But they don't need to.
because the answers can still be simple.
Let's take what do you study?
An A1 answer can be, "I study business."
That's enough.
But if you are B1, you can add a little more.
For example, I study business and I really like marketing.
See the difference?
Same idea, just one extra sentence.
Not complicated.
Now let's talk about another common follow-up question.
What do you do?
Some learners confuse this question,
Yes, they think it means, "What are you doing right now?"
but usually it means your job or your daily role.
So an easy answer is, "I work in an office."
Or, I work as a nurse.
Or even, "I don't work right now, I'm learning English."
That is a very honest and very good answer.
Now let's talk about confidence words.
Ah, yes. These are very helpful for B1 learners.
Words like currently, right now, at the moment.
They help you sound natural even with simple grammar.
For example, "I'm currently working in a small company."
Or, at the moment, I'm studying English online.
You don't need to use all of them.
Just one is enough.
Now let's practice a full introduction again, but this time slightly longer.
Okay, let me try.
Go ahead.
I'm Sophia. I'm from Australia. I work as a teacher. At the moment, I'm helping people improve their English.
That sounds very clear.
And not difficult.
Now let's talk about mistakes learners often make.
One big mistake is memorizing long introductions.
Yes, they try to remember 10 sentences.
And when they forget one sentence, everything breaks.
Instead, it's better to remember ideas, not exact sentences.
Name, place, work or study, one extra detail.
That's your map.
Another mistake is using very difficult words too early.
Yes, simple English is strong English.
People understand you more when you speak simply,
And understanding is the goal.
not showing vocabulary.
Now let's talk about introductions in different situations.
Good idea, because context matters.
Let's start with classroom introductions.
In a class, you can say, "Hi, I'm Ahmed. I'm from Egypt. I'm here to learn English."
Perfect.
You don't need to talk about hobbies yet.
Now what about a job interview?
Still simple, but a little more focused.
For example, "I'm Maria. I'm from Mexico. I have experience in customer service."
That's B1 level, but still easy.
And what about casual situations, like meeting a neighbor?
Even easier.
"Hi, I'm Paul. I live next door."
That's it.
No stress at all.
One more important thing we should mention.
Listening.
Yes, an introduction is not only about speaking
You should also listen to the other person.
and react naturally.
You can say, "Oh, nice. That sounds good." "Really?"
These small words make conversations feel alive.
And they give you time to think.
Very important for learners.
We talked about how to continue after a basic introduction and how to answer simple follow-up questions without panic.
Yes, and now I want to focus on something very important, how to sound natural even when your English is still simple.
That's a big fear for many learners. They think, "My sentences are correct, but I don't sound natural."
And that feeling is very real. But the good news is, sounding natural is not about using big words.
It's about how you connect ideas and how relaxed you sound.
Exactly. Let's take a simple self-introduction again and slowly improve it step by step.
Okay, a very basic A1 introduction could be, I'm Daniel. I'm from Italy. I work in a restaurant.
That is already good English. Nothing is wrong with it.
But now let's make it slightly more natural without making it difficult.
You can add a connector like and or so.
For example, I'm Daniel. I'm from Italy and I work in a small restaurant.
Same words, just smoother.
Now let's move to a B1 style version, very gently.
I'm Daniel. I'm from Italy, and I work in a small restaurant near my home.
See? Still easy English.
But it sounds more complete and more confident.
Now let's talk about tone.
Ah, yes. Tone changes everything.
You can say the same sentence in two different ways and it feels different.
For example, if you say, I'm a student, in a flat voice, it sounds nervous.
But if you say, I'm a student, with a small smile, it sounds confident.
Now let's practice introductions in different real-life situations.
Good idea. Context helps a lot.
First situation, meeting someone for the first time at a friend's party.
Okay, how would that sound?
You could say, Hi, I'm Lena. I'm a friend of Anna. Nice to meet you.
Very natural.
Then the other person might ask, What do you do, Lena?
And you can answer, I work in marketing. I really enjoy creative work.
That last sentence shows personality.
And personality makes introductions memorable.
Second situation, introducing yourself in an English class.
This is very common for beginners.
You can say, Hi everyone, I'm Ahmed. I'm from Egypt. I'm learning English to improve my career.
That sentence is clear and honest.
No fancy words.
Third situation, online introduction, like in a Zoom meeting.
Ah, yes, very modern.
You can say, Hello, my name is Julia. I'm joining from Germany. I'm happy to be here.
That last line is very friendly.
Now let's talk about common mistakes learners make during self-introductions.
One big mistake is apologizing too much.
Yes, saying things like, my English is bad, or sorry for my English.
You don't need to say that.
It immediately lowers your confidence.
Instead, just speak slowly and clearly.
Another mistake is trying to translate from your native language.
This often creates long, confusing sentences.
English introductions are usually simple and direct.
Short ideas, clear structure.
Another mistake is speaking too fast because of nervousness.
That happens to many people.
Remember, slow English is strong English.
Now let's practice fixing mistakes naturally.
Good topic.
Imagine you say, I am working teacher.
Instead of stopping completely, you can fix it gently.
I am working as a teacher.
That's it. No stress.
People understand your meaning.
Now let's talk about questions after introductions.
Because conversations don't stop after nice to meet you.
Exactly. You should also ask something back.
Simple questions are perfect.
Like, what about you? Or, and you?
Very easy, very effective.
You can also ask, where are you from? Or, what do you do?
Asking questions shows interest,
And it takes attention away from you.
which helps nervous learners a lot.
Now let's talk about confidence building.
Confidence doesn't come from knowing many words.
Confidence comes from repeating simple introductions many times.
Practice at home.
Practice in front of a mirror.
Practice with yourself.
Even talking to yourself helps.
Say your introduction every day in different ways.
Change one small detail.
That trains your brain.
Now, before we move to the final part, let's summarize part 3 briefly.
Okay.
We talked about sounding natural,
Using connectors like and because.
using pauses without fear,
Adjusting introductions for different situations.
fixing mistakes calmly.
And building confidence through practice. Now we will focus on full example introductions, from very simple A1 to confident B1.
Yes, complete models you can use in real life, at work, in class, online, or socially.
And we'll help you choose the right introduction for the right moment. The way you introduce yourself at school is different from work and very different from a casual meeting.
Let's start with a very simple A1 self-introduction, the kind that beginners can use immediately.
Okay, something like this. Hello, my name is Anna. I'm from Poland. I live in Warsaw. I'm learning English.
That is perfect A1 English.
No difficult grammar. No pressure.
And most importantly, it's clear.
Now, some learners think this sounds too simple.
But simple does not mean bad.
Simple means understandable.
Now, let's gently move this same introduction toward A2 and B1 step by step.
We don't change everything. We just add one idea.
For example, hello, my name is Anna. I'm from Poland, and I live in Warsaw. I'm learning English because I want to travel and meet people from different countries.
See how natural that feels?
Still easy, just one reason added.
Now let's make it B1, but still comfortable.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm from Poland, and I live in Warsaw. I'm currently learning English because I want to travel and meet people from different countries.
That sounds confident.
And it doesn't sound memorized.
Now let's talk about introducing yourself at work, which many learners find scary.
Yes, work introductions feel very serious.
But they don't have to be complicated.
An A1 to A2 work introduction can be, Hi, I'm Mark. I work in sales. I've been with this company for 2 years.
Very clear.
Now let's add a little B1 touch.
Hi, I'm Mark. I work in sales, and I mostly work with customers. I enjoy my job because I like talking to people.
That last sentence makes it human.
Yes, people remember feelings, not job titles.
Now let's talk about introductions in social situations, like meeting friends of friends.
These introductions should feel relaxed.
Not formal.
You could say, Hey, I'm Lisa. I'm a friend of John. Nice to meet you.
That's perfect.
And if the conversation continues, you can add, I work as a graphic designer, and I really enjoy creative work.
Notice how we're not rushing.
Yes, introductions can grow slowly.
Now, Emma, I want to talk about something emotional.
Go ahead.
Many learners feel ashamed when they introduce themselves.
Yes, they think people are judging their English.
But most people are not judging.
They are listening for meaning, not mistakes.
And even native speakers make mistakes when they speak.
All the time.
So if you forget a word, it's okay to pause.
You can say, let me think, or how can I say this?
Those are natural phrases.
They don't make you sound weak.
They make you sound human.
Now let's talk about what not to do in self-introductions.
Good idea.
First, don't apologize too much.
You don't need to say, sorry for my English every time.
Second, don't memorize very long introductions.
Memorization increases fear.
Third, don't compare your English to others.
Your journey is your own.
Now let's do something practical, a real conversation example.
Okay, let's imagine two people meeting for the first time.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Emma. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Emma. I'm Jack. Nice to meet you too.
So, Jack, where are you from?
I'm from Canada, but I live in New York now.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you do?
I work in IT. At the moment, I'm working on a small project.
See how natural that felt?
Yes, no big words.
Just clear ideas.
Now let's talk about practice, because this is where real progress happens.
You should practice introducing yourself every day.
Out loud.
Not just in your head.
Practice different versions.
One short, one medium, one longer.
That way you're ready for any situation.
Also, record yourself sometimes.
It feels strange at first, but it helps a lot.
You'll hear your progress.
Now, before we finish, let's remind listeners of something important.
Your goal is not perfect English.
Your goal is clear communication.
If people understand you, you are successful.
Confidence grows step by step.
And every introduction is a small victory.
So next time someone says, tell me about yourself,
Take a breath, smile, and start simple.
because simple English opens big doors.
And with practice, those doors stay open. Before we say goodbye, if this episode helped you feel more confident introducing yourself in English, don't forget to like this podcast.
And subscribe to Talk Emma, Easy English Podcast, because we share simple, real-life English conversations like this every week.
Also, tell us in the comments, how do you introduce yourself in English?
Yes, write a few lines. Practice is the best teacher.
And if you know someone who is learning English, share this episode with them.
Let's grow together and speak English with confidence. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.
Take care. Bye.